You feel like shit all the time, and no one respects you, because people treat you exactly how they see you. A man is only cared about as much as he is respected by his peers and by his girl. So in this video I'm going to teach you how you can demand respect from other men and women around you. Let's get into it.
I do again.
Yo, YBH.
So before we start this video, I just want to explain the core idea for you with this little infographic that I'm going to have come up on screen right now. So, as you can see, the X has respect plotted against Y being cared about. So if you plot on the graph respect against being cared about, you'll see that specifically for men, there's a direct correlation, a positive correlation. The more respect, the more care you'll have. The more people care about you, the more you're respected, because they're a hand-in-hand relationship. People only care about you if they can respect you. If no one respects you, no one cares for you, and unfortunately, as harsh as that sounds and as much as PC people would like to disagree, it's true. I know this for a fact from my own personal experience, and as you probably know yourself, no one really cares about you unless they actually respect you, unless they can see you're worthy of their care, worthy of their respect. The more respect you have, the more people care for you. The less respect you have, the more likely you are to get treated like shit and pushed over. So how do you become respected? How can you demand respect from people around you? First of all, master a skill. Competency in any skill earns respect. Because once people see that, hey, this guy is actually competent at what he does, this guy is skilled at building his body, going to the gym, he knows how to build a physique, he can advise me on how to build a physique, hey, this guy is actually a really good artist, this guy knows how to program, he can build apps, that instantly earns you respect. People are like, that's crazy, this guy actually knows how to do that, and naturally you respect someone more that is better at their craft. So for example with me, I have self-improvement nailed to a T. I know how to improve my life and can advise people on how to improve their lives, and people respect me because of that. You're watching this video because you respect me and because you can see that, hey, this guy actually might know a thing or two about how to improve his life. Maybe I should listen to him. I want to give him that respect and time because I care about what he has to say. Why do I care about what he has to say? Because he's mastered that skill. He's competent within that skill. So why can't you emulate that yourself? Build yourself within a skill. Learn the skill, become better at it, become far more competent at it. Imagine being the best at something. That gets you so many brownie points, so to speak. So many people respect you so much more just by being competent at doing something. The next point that I have for you is being well spoken. How you speak is how you're perceived. If you speak like really incoherently, you can't speak properly, you can't even pronounce words, you have a terrible vocabulary, you speak slang, you speak like a roadman, people are going to perceive you like a roadman. If you speak slang like wagwan, spam, what's up, what's good, if you say shit like that, people are going to treat you the way you're speaking. So imagine being eloquently spoken, well spoken. The reason you're watching this far into the video is because the way that I'm speaking to you appeals to you. The way that I'm speaking to you with emotion, with clarity, with gravitas in my voice. Gravitas? Gravitas. What's the word for it? Is gravitas? I think that's how you say it. Gravitas sounds weird. Gravitas. Anyways, I'm speaking with all of these things, which is making you more invested in this video. You respect what I have to say, you're listening to me. And the reason being is because of how I'm speaking to you. And that earns me respect in your eyes. So imagine you being the person that can earn respect in someone else's eyes by being eloquently spoken. Being able to speak well, confidently, fluently, concisely. Become the guy that can speak well. Be well spoken. The next point that I have for you is being able to control your emotions. And now by this I don't mean fake stoicism. A lot of people on self-improvement like to glaze all over stoicism and being like, oh yeah, stoicism is so good, guys, you need to be stoic and all stoic, you shouldn't care about your emotions. I'm not saying don't feel your emotions. It's so important to feel your emotions. Once you get further on self-improvement, about healing your trauma, about learning how to be present with your women, you'll understand that learning to show your emotions is so important. But I need you to know that there's a time and a place for when you show your emotions. So an example of this would be, say for example, a situation has arisen at work, or maybe in your business, a stressful situation. Do you sit there in the corner and cry about it? Or do you get pissed at someone that caused the issue to arise? Neither. You handle it maturely. And later on, if you need to discipline someone, or if you need to express that emotion, you can. But that isn't the right time to deal with the emotion, because you need to handle the situation that's come up, right? Even with your girlfriend, she's done something to piss you off. You don't get pissed at her. You first hear her out, understand why. If you have reason to be pissed, you can be pissed. I'm not saying you're not allowed to be pissed, you can never feel any emotion, blah blah blah. Be pissed, but don't speak out of manner. Don't get angry. Don't raise your voice. Don't be disrespectful. Don't lash out. Don't start screaming and shouting at her. Don't start insulting her. That's not how a man handles his emotions. A respected man handles his emotions calmly. I have this friend who I've really respected, and I can never quite put my finger on why, but he seemed like always such a chill guy, and I loved just to hang out with him. Like, whenever I hung out with him, I used to love hanging out with him. I'd invite him to every event. I never really realised why. And then one time we were just talking about all like weird quirks that we have, and someone mentioned like a mutual friend that we had. He was like, "Oh, I've noticed that," like, he was speaking to my other friend. Let's call him T. So he said to T, "Yo, I noticed that you never actually raise your voice. You never shout. You never get loud. Even if you say something like really funny, or like even if you'll be angry about something, you'd never raise your voice." And he was asking like, why do you do that? Why do you never raise your voice? And he was like, "I just don't like raising my voice. I don't like exerting emotion into my voice when I don't need to. If I can speak calmly about something, why don't I just speak calmly about it? Getting mad and shouting and screaming doesn't add any benefit. In fact, it probably just makes the other person more angry, so why would I do that?" And I thought about what he was trying to say, and it made so much sense. Why would you let your emotions control the way you speak? Be emotional, but don't let your emotions control your actions. Let your emotions control your judgment, or whether or not you like have an issue with something, whether or not to be upset or sad or happy, whatever. But don't let it control your actions to the degree where you get angry, where you start insulting people, where you become negative. A respected man, doesn't do that. The next point that I have for you is being emotionally intelligent. I don't want you to just suppress your emotions. Control them, like I mentioned in the previous point, but also read people and respond properly and correctly. Again, like I said, there's a time and a place. This heavily overlinks with the past points, so I'm not going to go into that much, but I'm sure you understand what I mean by now when I'm saying control your emotions. That doesn't mean stoicism or nonchalant. It means there's a time and a place, and respond properly, maturely, and logically. That's the only way that you can earn respect. No one respects a crybaby, or someone that, like, has an outburst at every small emotion that they get. Someone that can handle their emotions maturely, correctly, and properly at the right proper time, that's someone that I can respect. I'm sure that's someone you can respect too. So why can't you be that person? Why can't that be a skill that you can develop? The next point that I have for you is be strong, physically and mentally. I'm not gonna lie, I don't respect people that aren't physically strong, or don't even look like they're physically strong. Now, yeah, okay, for all I know, they could be mentally strong. They could be very disciplined. They could be very strong-minded, strong-willed. And that is a feature that I respect. If they can show me that, then yeah, I respect that. But I immediately respect someone less if I can see that, hey, this guy doesn't care about how he looks. He doesn't go to the gym. He doesn't like to train himself. And again, you don't need to like have an aesthetic body to be strong, but if you're not strong, you're not capable. And if you're not capable, why would I respect you? If you don't care about your appearance, if you don't take the time to invest in yourself, you're not worthy of my respect. So why would someone else respect you if you're not competent, if you're not capable, if you can't use your strength, if you can't train your strength, if you don't train your strength? Equally the same thing for mental. If you're not mentally strong, if you're not resilient, if you're not disciplined, that's something that someone can respect within you. If you build those things up, that earns you huge amounts of respect. In fact, a story about this is my friend recently told me that, as you guys must know if you've watched like my second channel, my life update videos and everything, I'll have the link up here if you haven't seen the second channel. But on there I talk a lot about my personal life, and last year I went through a lot. A huge shit ton. This guy, my best friend, he came to me and he was like, bro, you went through so much last year, and just the fact that you're still standing and you got through it and you still have a strong mental health, a strong mindset, you're still resilient, you're still disciplined, I respect that so much, and actually it inspires me. Imagine being that guy that hears this from his friend. That is something where you can build respect. That's a place where you can build respect, and I'd built respect from him. You can't do that unless you're not strong-minded. And all of these are skills that you can learn. You can read books on how to, be more mentally resilient. How to do things that make you more mentally resilient. Go to the gym. Do something hard every day that you don't want to do, but you still do it. And you'll actually, train the skill of listening to your brain. When you tell yourself you're going to do something, actually do it. Train that skill. Because most people can't do that. And you become respected when you can do that. And the next point that I have for you is looking polished. Look clean, sharp, and well put together. Someone that takes care of himself, like I mentioned before with the whole gym thing, being attractive, aesthetic, whatever, goes hand in hand with this. Looking polished, put together. Someone that takes care of himself is respected. If you look clean and well polished, if you lined up your beard, if you take care of your hygiene, brush your teeth, cut your nails, all those sorts of things, if you respect yourself, that's when other people can start respecting you. If it shows that you don't respect yourself, if it shows that you don't take care of yourself, who's gonna respect you? The next thing that I want to say is being well-mannered. Being kind, being nice, opening doors, all of this bare minimum stuff, but it earns respect. Because the thing is, so many guys these days aren't respected. For the reasons that I mentioned before. But also they find it so difficult to just be kind. Be nice. Have good manners. Respecting other people earns you respect. So if you treat people with respect, you'll get it back. So why can't you be kind, well-mannered, hold the door open, say please, say thank you, say sorry? Because these things really matter, even though they seem small. It might seem small to you, saying, oh, what does a thank you matter? What does a please matter? Well, people are going to push you over. People only respect people that feel appreciate them. If you don't show your appreciation for people, if you don't show you're thankful and grateful for someone and appreciate someone, why would they respect you? They wouldn't give a shit about you, because it looks like you don't give a shit about them. The next point that I have for you, which might be the biggest point in this video, is having strong boundaries. A lot of people just let anyone, and literally anyone, walk all over them. You need to be a person that doesn't let things slide, if it bothers you. Again, don't be stubborn for no fucking reason, but have a strong will and a strong mindset. An example of this is, a lot of the times in my previous relationships, I would just let things slide because I wanted to keep the girl and I wanted to keep the relationship, and I sacrificed on my boundaries and what I thought would show them respecting me and my thoughts and my opinions and my feelings. I ignored all of those things in favor of, oh, I love her, I want to keep the girl, I don't want to lose the girl, this is the only girl that I can get, out of a desperate, needy mindset. So the example that I have with this is recently, in one of my more recent relationships with one of my exes, she disrespected me by going directly against something that I said, that I didn't like, that I didn't enjoy, that I said would hurt my feelings and cross my boundaries. She went ahead and did it. And I had a sit-down conversation with her and I said, I'm not going to tolerate that. That is going directly against my boundaries. That did not make me feel nice or appreciated. I don't agree that you went ahead and did that. Agree or disagree, this is something where I'm drawing the line and I'm putting my foot down, and I don't accept that. I'm not going to tolerate it. I called it out directly. And after that, she was like, you know what? You're right. That wasn't right of me, because I wouldn't have known if you didn't tell me. And I can respect you more that you've now come and told me. People will treat you how you allow them to. You're allowed to say, no, I don't like this. You're allowed to say, no, I disagree with this. You're allowed to say, No, this is my boundary and you've crossed the line. But you don't do those things because you're too scared. If you want to be treated better, you need to actually stand up and say, hey, I don't like the way that you're treating me. Now, the final 2 points that I have for you. First of all, be more confident. Take pride in yourself. Look at you, you're a young man on self-improvement. You're trying to improve your life. That's something to take pride in. That's something to be confident about. You go to the gym. You're building your physique. You look better every day. You're improving your mental health. You're reading books. You're learning. You're improving your knowledge. You're being productive. These are things to be proud of. Be confident. A confident man is respected. And finally, respect yourself. This is where everything starts. If you can't respect yourself, who's going to respect you? No one's going to respect you if you can't respect yourself. And that's the number one thing that'll help you earn more respect, is respecting yourself in the beginning. And like I said, you do all these things, going to the gym, building your mental health. Those are all things that you should respect yourself for and take pride in. I respect myself for the fact that I'm sitting here making this video, speaking to however many people I'm speaking to. The fact that I have the confidence and the ability to be able to do this. I'm so proud of myself. A lot of people would be scared to do this, and I respect myself for that. And because I walk like a person that respects himself, other people look at me and think, damn, that guy respects himself. I respect him. Look at the way he's dressed, look at the way he talks, look at the way he walks. Look at the standard that he holds himself to. If you hold yourself to a certain standard, you will also hold the people around you in your life to a certain standard. If you don't demand respect, you're choosing disrespect. Build yourself into a man that people respect, and everything else from there will follow. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, bro, and I'll catch you in the next one. But just quickly before I sign off, if you click the first link in the description, it will take you to a landing page where you can book a free call with me. If you want to learn how you can earn more respect with your peers, or anything like that, if you need help with any arena or any realm of your self-improvement, whether that be your relationship advice, productivity, mental health, religion, spiritual health, whatever it might be, hop on a quick consultation call with me. It'll be about 10-15 minutes and we can discuss any issue you've got going on right now, and I'll let you know if I think you're suitable for my coaching program. And if you think you're interested in my coaching program and you want to get help and advice, maybe you can join my coaching program as well. But I'll talk to you more about that within the coaching call. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, bro, and I'll catch you in the next one.